Hey there, welcome to Contracts and Chaos. My name's Alyssa.
And I'm Brenna, and we're here to tell you that you are not alone in the mayhem of this real estate industry.
We're keeping it real and sharing our stories, strategies, and successes in today's real estate world.
So come join us every Tuesday while we talk contracts and chaos. We are live, and we are talking about the most expensive word in real estate.
Yes, wait or later.
Yeah.
We'll do that later.
The cost of waiting is what we're talking about today, because I think it happens to everyone in this industry. I know that right now people are like, oh, buyers are waiting, right? If you wait, interest rates could go up or house prices could go up. But this applies to everybody in real estate, including us as agents.
Yeah, I mean, this is not just the buyer waits for the rates to drop and they don't, or they wait for them to drop and they do, and now they have to come in 40,000 over asking. Like, this also applies to, have you done your cold calling? Mm-hmm. Did you follow up with that lead? Have you started any marketing yet? Like, what's going on?
Yep.
And marketing, like, not even just to get business, but to sell, to like get your list. Like, was your market fast? So you're like, oh, well, like, we just posted it and now we're done. But to find out it switched that week and you should have been on top, like, that wait can mess things up.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is, just curious, what's like the most expensive thing you've seen, like the most expensive delay you've experienced in real estate?
Well, I would have to say that it was a seller of mine many years ago. I say many. I've been in this business for 6 years, almost 7 years now. many years ago.
Many moons.
Was a
Full
seller
7 years ago.
So a seller of mine, they'd reached out months in advance, right? And it wasn't necessarily their problem. But at that time, the houses there we were looking at like 450, 475. And they were redoing the house, and it was a contractor that was like really just, they were out of state. The contractor was kind of like, focusing on jobs that I guess had people in the house nagging on him a little bit more. You know what I mean? And they were like, well, no big deal. And we don't want to, they didn't end up listing it in May, right? Which is a great time to list. We ended up listing it in November. And I told them when they were ready, at that point, I was like, this is the hardest time to sell. There are still people out there looking, right? But November, we are coming into the holidays. And our price, like, houses in that, it's an older neighborhood, so houses in that neighborhood weren't selling as often, but there were 3 that had sold on that street that summer, and they had taken price decreases and concessions, and we were looking at 425 at that point. So it was a huge difference. And they were like, wow, no, we really want to get it on the market. So we put it on the market in November. Crickets. And then you understand, like, you know, people are doing the holiday thing, and then they start asking, well, it's been on the market for 90 days, right? So they're waiting, or at the point of November, not waiting until January, really ended up hurting us at the end of the, I mean, they were fine with it. They were business people, they were investors, like, they were just, it's just a line item on their spreadsheet, but I know we could have done more with that house. I
had one similar. She timed it right, but the one offer we got wanted some repairs done, and she refused. And so they canceled. And then she pulled it, and then she relisted with another local agent, and I was like, okay, good luck. Because she waited to do repairs, and I don't know if she did them when she closed on this. I'm assuming she would have had to. She closed for less than what that first offer wanted once they had gotten their inspection done. If she had just either taken, like, because they said, well, or we can just lower the price and we'll take it as is.
Yep.
And she refused. And she ended up closing for a lot less. And I don't know if she did the repairs or if it was as is, but that weight of, no, I'll find a better offer. Y'all, one in the hand's worth 2 in the bush sometimes, like, especially if you're in a repair situation.
Or wait to get an offer. I had one recently that this house had been listed. I was the 3rd listing agent on this house, and it's needed a roof now for probably the last 5 years, right? And their original roof quote was, $16,000. Great. They didn't want to do it. They wanted to wait. They wanted to wait until they'd offer a concession. They want to do this. They want to do that. And when I came to the appointment, I was like, listen to me. Roofs are the biggest thing right now, right? Mm-hmm. And a buyer's not going to come in at this price and then say, oh yeah, I'm going to have to put a $20,000 roof on this place. So they said, well, we'll do the roof, but we're not going to do it before we list. We'll do it once we get an offer, right? So, but here's what happened. We got an offer. They start doing the roof. But because they didn't replace the roof 5 years ago, there was so much wood rot over the garage and everything. They ended up rebuilding one of the walls in the garage, and they ended up rebuilding. There was like 40 roof trusses that had to be replaced over the garage with the roof. That roof was $41,000 by the time it was done. And it was all because they waited to get it done.
Yeah, y'all. Delayed maintenance on houses and cars, not a good idea. Oh, shoot, that reminds me. I need to book an oil change. But it's the truth, though. Like, I need to touch up the paint on the side of my house, and I need to do it. And I know if I don't, it's going to be bad because it's wood siding. So
I have one right now. We listed the floors were not great. They bought it as a flip. The flipper used the cheapest, thinnest material. It was chipped. It was little. It's just not great. That was most of the feedback that we got, right? The people hated the floors. And I told them that before we listed. We need to get the floors done. And they're in a tight spot, and I understand that. And I'm the second listing agent on this property. And we pulled it off the market recently to reset it. And I was like, you have to do the floors, because another property, like 4 houses up from them, was completely gutted and remodeled and listed at the same price that we were. Right? And I was like, this is not going to work for you. And unfortunately, that house has then since sold $10,000 less than what we were listed at. Brand new refinish. So not only are they now putting money into the floors, we're not going to get the same money out of it from the immediate comps in the neighborhood, right?
Nope.
But had they done the floors before we listed it last year, it
probably could have.
It might have gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yep. Because that's the other thing. They don't realize people can see the history. They can go back and their agent can see the old photos. How many times have we been like, what's up with this price change? And then you go, oh, yeah. Yep. So they can tell, like they know. What are let's discuss like mistakes buyers make by waiting, like waiting for rates.
I have a good one.
Y'all stop. Just stop.
I have a good story.
It's not happening anytime soon. And what's going to happen is houses are still going to get more expensive, especially in our area. Like we literally just got rated one of the like places with the most people moving to it.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's not going to get better.
No, absolutely not. So I have a story in 2020, and I might have shared this story before. If I have, I'm sorry, y'all. Just stay with me. I had clients that were pre-approved for like $375, okay, with a 2.8% interest rate. Right? What? Are you kidding me?
That's nice.
But this was a situation where he thought that the house prices were too high, which house prices did go up, but your interest rate was real low, right? And we showed property. He made a few lowball, ridiculous offers on things, and then he's like, well, I'm just going to wait for the house prices to come down. Well, the house prices did not come down, and the interest rates sure did go up. And when they hit 7.5%, they didn't qualify anymore, right? They went from looking at a $375,000 house to $150,000 to $175,000. Because I don't think people realize how big of a jump that was a huge jump. And now they re-signed a lease, and say this was several years ago now, they're still leasing. Leasing. They could have had the property with the 4 acres that we toured that was absolutely every box that they wanted, but it was more money than he wanted to spend, which is fine. But that property has since resold for $45,000 more than it sold for in 2020, right? It's just, you missed it, and that sucks.
I think another one that I'm experiencing right now is so many people only get one pre-approval. And a lot of lenders don't walk people through what the cash to close is or what the fees are. No matter how many times I tell them, shop it. Talk to this lender. Especially if you might qualify for like different programs to get you cash at closing. Like, shop it. And I told my client this. I said, you need to look at these. Look at this. Like, let's look at new construction. And they were stuck on purchase price. I'm like, you're not looking at, like, you've got to look at the whole picture with the incentives and the interest rates. Like, you can get a hell of a lot more house usually. So, and finally, like, that's her task this week. We met with some new construction on Saturday, and she was like, oh my God, I had no idea. And I was like, no idea? What are you talking? But anyway, ugh. I said, that's your job this week. I want you to call and talk to all these lenders and see. I mean, we know you're going to qualify unless it's like a reduced income thing. You should still qualify.
Yep.
So see because she wants to like pay off some debt and stuff. And I'm like, see who's going to give you the most cash to close. See who's giving you the best closing deals. Like, keep as much money in your pocket as possible.
1,000%.
I think that's a mistake people make a lot too, is they go to their local bank, or they go the one lender, one of the 3 you've sent them, and they don't shop, not even just the rate, the fees, the, down payment assistance programs, or, is new construction, or even there are some lenders, it doesn't have to be new construction. They have programs to help get people into different areas that gives you money at closing.
Yep.
And it's forgivable. One of them is a grant program that is forgiven at the closing table. You never have to pay it back.
Yep.
And it's like $15,000. I think that's a mistake a lot of buyers make, is they don't look at all the options.
I think one thing, and this is a good line to use for clients, is like waiting till they feel ready. And this goes for buyers or sellers, right? But ready isn't a feeling. Ready is a decision, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody feels ready to have a kid, right? I don't think. I mean, I just assume.
I will never feel ready.
Nobody feels ready to, like, there's so many things that this can apply to, but ready is a decision. Like, I'm ready, right? Mm-hmm. But if you wait to feel ready, you can miss out on some great deals. I have buyers getting great deals right now because it is a buyer's market. I don't care what you see out there. I feel like buyers have more power out there right now than the sellers do.
Agreed.
And I mean, I've had 3 this year that have gotten money back at closing. Like you were saying, like they didn't bring cash to close. They got a check cut to them at closing, which is phenomenal. And I love that for them. But that's because they're moving. They're making the decision. They are ready. Mm-hmm. They are doing the things. And that's great. We kind of already talked about the seller.
Yeah, we talked about sellers, like waiting to make repairs, waiting to declutter. I was thinking about this one. Like, I did an open house a couple weeks ago, and for the most part, the house was pretty well put together, but like the kids' beds weren't made as nice as I thought they should be. So I went and remade them. Mm-hmm. And then I told my client, this is how this needs to look for every showing, because the kids' beds being messy, I know they're kids. I get it. But if you have a showing and we're this, like, it has to be perfect. Mm-hmm. So if that means you need to run home at your lunch break and tidy up the way beds are made, I want you running home at your lunch break to tidy this up.
Yep.
Like,
because it makes presentation is so huge, right? It's so huge, especially right now. People getting stuck in, we say yesterday's market, but 2020 was a long time ago, you guys. Like those, it's not that seller market anymore. It has swung the other way.
I mean, when's the last time we saw that? 22?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because
that's
22,
4 years, guys.
Yeah, 22 is when interest rates started going up. Mm-hmm. So.
Yep.
Okay, let's get off the.
We talked about buyers and sellers. Let's talk about realtors.
Yeah, because I think that there's a lot of, there's a few big ones on this list that I know personally, real estate agents that are just like waiting. And I would name call you out because I know that you listen to this podcast, but I won't. But just know that I'm talking to you. We're talking about waiting to do that video, right? Because you don't like your face, you don't like your voice, you think it's just weird on video. I'm talking to you. Take the video. This is who you are. Like when you're meeting a seller face to face, you look the way that you look, you talk the way that you talk. However, whatever it is, how you present on video is how you present in real life in most cases.
Yo, when I first started video, I literally was doing a series of like, I just finished on the Peloton. Here's my thoughts about what's going on with with real estate. Or it was I was out walking Mabel in 100-degree heat and I'm sweating my butt off and I just whip out the camera and talk. Like,
I love that.
Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, the ones waiting to start social media, I'm just kind of like, just do something on it.
Yeah, you might have.
Something. Something is better than nothing. Even if you aren't studying the algorithms or tracking which time posts do better.
You know what I heard
post something.
the other day? Somebody said that they've already missed social media. And I was like, I don't think that you can miss on social media. You miss if you don't start, right? And I understand that there was a big boom for social media in 2020 when we were all locked at home and everybody was staring at a screen. But there is so much connection that can happen on your social media platforms. And you just saying, oh, well, I missed it. Be like you're not going to go viral tomorrow is, I love you, a little bit of a cop-out, I think. I
would agree. Yeah. Like, not
just...
everyone's going to be a Gary Vee or a Glenda, what's her name?
Oh,
like,
Glenda Baker. God, love her.
Glenda Baker.
Mm-hmm. I love her.
But you can be your neighborhood's Glenda Baker. Get in your Facebook group. Get in the mom group. You know, and just, again, that's that back to, we were talking about on the busy episode about connecting. Like, that's a way to connect. If you really don't have time to be out because you've got 8 kids or a full-time job, that's the way to connect locally.
Because social media is huge.
Get in the groups.
It's one to many, right? Like, you can make one comment, even one comment on somebody's post that's looking for a local babysitter or the best coffee shop with good Wi-Fi, right? If you're putting your name and your face out there, people are seeing that, right? Which is
that is
huge.
how I got my first listing. Someone posted about, my friend Amy posted, don't buy from so-and-so. It's all a scam. And I DM'd her and said, girl, what are you doing, buying a house without me? And she was like, oh, no, that was about a car. But actually, yeah, I do want to sell my townhouse. Can you come over tomorrow? Literally, that was me. I had just started all of it and was making crappy Canva posts on Facebook. But that one DM got me my first deal.
Yep.
And my second, because she bought and sold.
That's amazing.
So, like, do the thing.
Yep.
And at a minimum, in your about you, it should say what you do for a living. Because then if you're in the other things and people come to your page, they see that. I'm not asking you to go all out and be a social media rock star. I'm just saying, at a minimum, have some conversations and put it in your profile as to what you do for work.
Yep.
Another one, I'm guilty. Calling your database. I hate it.
I know.
I have leads in there I should be calling to say, hey, I saw you clicked on this property.
But staying in there, like, what if you, like, this has happened a couple of times over the years for me that somebody, like, one, I sold them this house, right? And then I saw on Facebook, because we're Facebook friends, that they moved to Georgia. And I was like, oh my God, what happened, right? And she's like, well, we just felt bad. I know you've been busy, so we sold with another agent. And I'm like, girl, I wasn't that busy. You know what I mean? But I wasn't following up. I wasn't keeping in touch with those past clients. And this can be database as far as new leads or past clients. People don't stay in their house. I don't care if they told you this was their forever house. It might not be. It probably won't be. You know what I mean? Like, life changes, things change. Don't wait to call your database. You're missing out on deals in there. Another thing, like, there's agents that, well, I don't really know that much about land, right? So I'm not going to sell land. Okay, well, if you don't want to sell land, great, but learn about it. If you don't know about expireds, figure it out. Like, you're waiting for somebody to hand you the golden keys, but YouTube is free.
I was just going to say, figuring it out doesn't mean you have to hire a coach or spend money. YouTube is free. Podcasts are free. Some Facebook groups are free. You know, or go to your local networking events, the lunch and learns from the lenders.
Yep.
That, like Brenna and I have said this dozens of times, that's where we cut our teeth. That is where we learned so much in the first 2 years. I mean, I probably saw Brenna 3 times a week our first 2 years in real estate.
I haven't seen her in 3 years.
Well, no, I saw you 6 months ago. I saw you the first week of January. Okay, we've got to get coffee soon.
We see each other every week
Maine,
on the screen, but never,
and we
ever,
text,
ever
like,
in
every
person.
day. But
it's crazy.
But anyway, yeah, like, don't feel like that has to cost money. That is my biggest, people are like, well, where do I find this? Or I have to get a mentor. Like one of the things I tell my mentees is I'm not teaching you everything. And I should not be your only resource. If you're not hungry enough to go find it, then you shouldn't be in this industry.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. If you're not hungry enough to find the free resources to learn how to do this job, then you don't want it enough.
Yep.
Another one is waiting until business slows down. We've touched on this. Like, we're both slammed right now.
Yeah, I'm
And
trying
we
to
both
finish
acknowledged-
CE in the last week that I have to finish CE because I've just not had time to
and
sit
you're not
down
the only
for
one.
8 hours of class.
I love the educators who post on June 9th, hey, I have a class that ends at midnight tonight.
And they get a
and
whole
you
room.
know, I was going to say, they've got 100 people in that internet
Whole
class.
room
You
full
know
of people.
they do.
For sure.
But that's not just like your CE. It's your prospecting. It's your checking on people. Like, I have found, because I have been super busy during the day, that the behind the scenes stuff, I'm scheduling the social media late at night. I'm working on my client updates late at night and scheduling them for the morning so that, hey, they're still going out on time, but because I'm out and doing things, like I've had to transition when I'm doing those things. Or like yesterday, I had a list of things I had to do and I needed quiet and focus. I left my house to do them.
Yep.
Because I knew like Mabel would want in and out. I knew like I would get distracted with wanting to do, which I just think about it. I need to go switch the laundry, like I knew that would happen. So maybe sometimes that waiting for business to slow down is you just need to restructure your day.
Well, because
like, don't wait.
And the next segment, like the next little thing that we have to talk about is like delays inside your business, right? Like waiting just in the day-to-day items, right? And we're not saying to jump when you get an email, right? But prioritizing the tasks at hand, right? So following, when you get a text and you're from an agent and you're busy, but following up today instead of tomorrow, difficult conversations, like if your appraisal came in low or you looked at the home inspection report and you don't love it, right? Or your buyer suddenly decided they don't want to buy that house anymore, Alyssa. Like, I know we've had that difficult conversation recently with your clients. Like, this can be a price reduction on your listing. This can be that you have to switch lenders. This can be, hey, I don't answer my phone at 10 o'clock at night. You should be having that conversation before you have a client. But that's beside the point. Little things that you just set off till tomorrow. Like you said, scheduling is my best friend, right? Because if I can schedule them while we're sitting on the couch, just kind of relaxing before bed, and that stuff all happens in the morning while I'm getting up and getting the kids ready for school, or not getting the kids ready for school now, we're out of school. But like the morning things are happening and I have emails going out and I have text messages that are sending. That's saving me time, and my clients are like, wow, she's really on it.
And I would rather, even if I'm like working on something late at night, I'm still scheduling it to send in the morning so that people don't see me working late at night and expect, oh, well, I could call her or text her then.
Correct.
I mean, you could, but I'm not going to answer. So like I feel like that's a double shield for me.
Yep.
It protects people from knowing, yes, she's still working at 10:30 at night, but it also shows, oh, she's on it first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Well, I'm sometimes still laying in my bed scrolling TikTok, wondering if I need to go get coffee or if I remember to make cold brew the night before. Like, it's I think that's a double whammy for agents.
Yep.
What are the ones that no one sees? Like the opportunity costs, like where the money you lost isn't as obvious.
For like waiting.
Yeah, like
So,
the client,
like-
you touched on this, the client who used someone else.
Right,
Because we didn't reach out.
Or
We've both had that
somebody
happen.
let you know that they were getting ready to list or were interested in listing, and you're like, okay, great. And then you never followed up with them, and then so you never scheduled the appointment. And again, they listed with somebody else. They worked with somebody else because their timeline is moving, right? So and again, this isn't an urgency Pop-Tart jump where everybody needs you to jump, but being mindful of the conversations that you're having. If somebody said that they're looking, listen, you better be reaching out to them. right? Like I have a sweet friend, a sweet teacher at the school, actually, from all the PTO stuff. Like she's going to be buying this summer, hopefully. But this has been a 6-month conversation, right? Like a 6-month follow-up process. And I know she knows other agents. So it's one of those situations.
Right. Or maybe it's the referral you never got because you didn't reach out or you didn't send the email saying, hey, I have a VIP referral program where the first referral you send me every year gets a 40%, referral fee instead of the 20 or 25. Mm-hmm. I know I'm sitting on that project. I have all the stuff on the table behind me, and I just have not had the time to put together the little box to mail to people. How many referrals is that I possibly missed this year? Because I haven't taken that time. I've been waiting.
Don't you hate to think about that? Yeah, you hate to think about
it.
that. Okay, so what are you waiting for at the end of the day, right? Like, what is there one thing that you're putting off? Is it video? Is it expires? For you, is it your VIP referral club, right?
It's that, and it's calling the people who are new in my database because I've been so weighed down with client things lately. I know there's business in there. I need to sit down and block the time and call people.
Yep, absolutely. And say you just answered the why. That's I was saying, why aren't you doing it? You're busy, right? You have stuff going. We all have stuff going on. And I think that's where making that conscious decision, like, when are you going to do it this week, right? Like, and it doesn't have to be today, right? But put time on your calendar. Make a conscious decision to say, maybe I'm not going to get I don't know how many you're sending, 50 VIP referral boxes done this week, but I'm going to do 15 of them, right?
Right.
And this is the other thing, right? Because I'm guilty of this. Like I do calendars, like school calendars, right? And I was a big one the first year that I did. This will be the 4th year that I'm doing them. I think this is the 4th year. The first year, I waited until I had everybody signed up and everything was stamped and everything. And then I tried to do them all at once. Well, that doesn't necessarily work, right? So if I get 25 signups, I do 25, right? Or have my kids stuff 25 envelopes and then we mail them in. It doesn't all have to be mailed one day. It doesn't have to all be finished at the same time for it to be a success. Your first 4 VIP referral boxes might be your most successful ones out of 50, out of 100. Same thing with expires. Like, you don't have to do 100. Or for me, for FSBOs, you don't have to call all 80, right? It's just about stop waiting. Stop procrastinating. I know my sister told me once she was going to get me a t-shirt that said, I put the pro in procrastination. Right?
I need that one too. That's our ADHD though,
it's
because
so true. I
thrive in the last 30 minutes of getting something done.
Yes,
my house is always the cleanest when my mom is 45 minutes away. It's not the 2 days leading up knowing she's coming. It's the 45 minutes of me running around the house before she gets here.
Yep. And I mean, the other saying to that though is that procrastination is the bold assumption that you're going to have another chance to do it. Right? So if you can do it now, why are you waiting to do it tomorrow?
Yep. On that note, that was a good one, Brenna.
Thanks.
We will talk to y'all next week.
Bye, guys. We just finished another episode of Contracts and Chaos, but believe me, the chaos does not stop here. So check out the show notes for our email address and where to follow us on socials, and we will see you next week.